Gold, silver, and platinum are all right on the edge of crucial support. Let's discuss that in today's price update and analysis, brought to you by Ainslie Bullion and the Gold and Silver Standard. My name's Joe. Use the time codes below to click to your favorite metal straight away. We'll start with gold, then do silver, then do platinum. You're looking at gold here on the monthly time frame. It's priced in US dollars, currently 1,900 roughly. That's the sort of the on the edge number for gold, and we're using the tradingview.com website. So let's start with the positive, or the sort of more positive side. At least for now, on the monthly time frame, if you come and look down here to the relative strength index on the monthly time frame for gold priced in US dollars, we have yet to break, though this is what I'm talking about, mainly about on the edge for gold. We broke up above the average here of the relative strength index. It came back down, tested it as support, was looking like it was moving in the upward direction, but now we're back down here at support. I would certainly say if we break down through there, we're heading down to some more lines in the sand going down. So we'll talk about those in just a second. Let's take a look on the weekly time frame. Very clearly here, we'd been talking about this average on the weekly relative strength index. It did make a move to break above. It was a failed move, so a fast move down. Then we tried right here. That was a failed move, and it looks like we're heading in the downward direction still. And if we pop it onto the daily, you can see that we're we're getting towards the oversold territory, but we do have room to move down as well. So let's pop on the indicators, and we'll talk about the next levels down. Of course, if you're a regular subscriber, you have seen these quite a number of times before. But just very quickly for the new subscribers, first off, welcome. And you have this general area right here. It's a confluence of a few different factors, but right around here. So I'm going to keep it between that $1,880 to $1,900 level. I'm going to suggest if we do not hold 1900 right here as a significant support. If we close below it, particularly on the daily or weekly time frame, then we're heading down to this 1880 area. Also bear in mind, I do a range here between the 1880 to 1900 because you have other factors involved. So for example, this downtrend line right here depends on when that would hit. That looks at around sort of 1885. So, give or take $10, $20 roughly. It's in that general area. That is the level of support we really, really need to hold. Let's talk about moving down further. We'll go back to the monthly. We won't talk about higher prices for now. Let's just see where the next few days and weeks take us. We'll just talk about moving down for now. Let's pop off the indicators, give you a bit more of a clearer outlook. So here's the daily time frame. The monthly time frame. We'll just take it back to 2011. So the peak of 2011, all the way back down to the low in 2015, early 2016. And then we've got 1, 2, 3. So some are saying it's a triple top. Some are saying triple tops don't exist. You always break above higher. But we have a little bit of room to move down. So I can certainly see it right here. And can you see that? Right here, going back, that little peak there was kind of like the dead cat bounce, or the relief rally as they call it. So they had that peak in 2011, comes back down, then it starts moving up, and people go, that was just a little blip. We're still onwards and upwards on our way. But oftentimes you get a relief rally or a dead cat bounce, as they call it. Just look up the terminology. I've explained it before. And right here at the price of around about $1,790 to $1,800. So I would say for me, that's a big, giant, huge line in the sand, massive support level. It must hold there. If it doesn't hold that $1,790 to $1,800 level, and we're talking on the monthly time frame here again, so that's would take a couple of months to play out. If it doesn't hold that, then we're heading all the way back down to your 1600s area quite easily. So I think I already have that drawn in. If I don't, let me pop that in. It's not drawn in all the way, but what you can see, it's actually part of this range. So let me just quickly pop that in. It's around about that 1790 area right there. And you can see that's at the bottom of this particular purple rectangular box. So right there between that 1790 and 1800, 1810 range, so around about $20 range. Got to hold that level right there, or else I would say into the 1700s and possibly even into the 1600s in US dollar price. So that is my basic analysis for gold. I'm going to keep it short and sharp this week. Definitely on the edge, but just have to hold that $1,880 to $1,900 area for sure. And don't forget, we're coming up to the end of a month as well. So if I pop this off right here, you can very easily, I mean, you can see it quite easily here. You do have spikes down, and then the buyers take more control of the market and they head back up again. But we are coming towards the end of the month, and we're still in the downwards area. So really got to hold this general area. As I said, 1890 to 1880 to 1900, that $20 range right there. Otherwise, it's downwards from here. That is gold. Let's go to silver on the monthly time frame. Now, isn't that interesting? So let's go back to gold on the monthly. Look at that right here on the relative strength index on the monthly time frame. Right there, look at that, and then look at that. Very, very similar setup. So we had that move above the average. It came back as support, and then it looked like it was moving up. No, and then it's just acting as support right on the edge, right there. So moving lower, let's talk about just moving lower for now, bearing in mind, of course, all of these can be a huge fake out. So that's why we never give financial advice here at Ainslie. I'm talking about my own personal opinion. And of course, fake outs happen very, very regularly. So you never know. We could see, a support level at that 1880 to 1900 level, and then it's a fake out. Everyone thinks it's going to go down. They sell off here, and then it's a fake out, and then onwards and upwards in October, November. But we just need to take account or take a look at those lower prices. And again, that level for gold right there at $1,800. That's the big line in the sand. Anyway, back to silver. You can see that similar play with the relative strength index on the monthly time frame. Absolutely has to hold there. Let's take a look at the weekly. So on the weekly, similar to gold, we are heading down, and it looks like we're about to break down through here on the relative strength index. You would say the support level, and I'll pop that in right here on the weekly for silver, it's around there. If you can see, it's around about that 42. It's already on there. Aha, there we go. So when I turn on the indicators, it's already there. So it is still hanging above or holding above this area of 42. Definitely has to hold there. Let's talk about pricing though. And of course, I've been talking about this larger symmetrical triangle pattern. Been talking about this area, rectangular box of between that $22 to $22.50 area. That's still in play for me. If it's going to break down below $22, then I'd say we're heading much lower. And in particular, you'd be butting up against this uptrend line of this symmetrical triangle pattern right there. Last week I drew in this horizontal blue line, which is at $21.30, $21.40. So you could see that as an area of support. Let me do more of a macro view very quickly. Pop off the lines or the indicators and go back to the monthly and look at what the next sort of bigger support levels are if October is not going to be a good month for silver. So really what I'm looking for is major areas of resistance. Now I think you can already see it. You can certainly see this is a big area of support of that. There you go, that 2140 area. If I pop that back on, there it is right there. And you can see that intersects with this peak back in July of 2016. And what are the next ones after that? So if I pop that back off again, the next one, major down, you can definitely see it here, this little cluster right here at your sort of $19.60 to $18.20 area. So around about here, I'm going to draw that in just very, very quickly. I know it's getting very, very liney, as I like to say. So let's get the rectangular area, and I'm going to just draw it in right about here. It looks like a cluster right there, and between there and there is roughly going to be my next area of major support if we do break down through this $22.50. Well, look, let me backtrack on that because I do a lot of this on the fly. If we break that 2140 area, I would suggest then we're coming down to this purple rectangular box, and that's somewhere again between 1820 to 1930, roughly $1.10 range right there. So that's my next call. If we do see a support level broken down of that 2140, 2150 level, then in the next couple of months we'd be heading down to this purple area, 1820 to 1930. Roughly, again, in US dollar terms. Please do your own currency conversion to wherever you are in the world, because of course gold is based mainly in US dollars, and the US dollar is the world's reserve currency, of course. So that is silver, right on the edge, as is gold. Let's take a look at platinum. Poor platinum. So last week, and I'll show you right here, and I entitled this video, "Are Gold and Silver Over the Hump?" I did put a question mark there, of course, because we never give straight, full-on answers. But what we had right here, we came down to that support level of 900, all the way, shot really quickly, all the way back up to this downtrend line right here. That's around about your $970 level. Back down, making a lower low technically at $880 roughly, and then another shoot right back up all the way, almost back up to 970, then back down again, and then it was looking good. We're at about $936. Unfortunately, back down to the $900 area. This is platinum on the monthly time frame. Pop off the indicators. Let's look at it on the macro view without all the lines and indicators, etc. Not looking great so far for platinum either. What you can notice on the relative strength index on platinum as opposed to gold and silver. Once again, I'll show you gold. Relative strength index on the monthly time frame. Silver, relative strength index right there. And platinum, we are underneath the average right there. So not looking as positive, in my humble opinion, for platinum than it is, and I say positive for gold and silver, at least they haven't broken down through that average right there. But you can see we came down to support, made a play to break out, failed move, fast move underneath the average, and then it's acted as resistance, and now looks like we're heading in the downward direction. You would say here, if I haven't drawn it in already, I have it right in my support level right there, around about 37 on the relative strength index. Okay, I would actually be tempted, and I don't know why I put it there, I'd be tempted to move that up and pop it right about there. That works a little bit better for me. Can you see that right here, about that 40 level? Also coincides with this movement right here in November of 2016. So that's the support level right there. What the price is in US dollar terms, remains to be seen, but you could, I think, reasonably assume that you may see a bounce in the relative strength index on the monthly time frame right here around about that 40 level. So do keep that in mind. What that price is at the time, I don't know. But let's take a look at what the price support levels are. Certainly been talking about the $850 level. Let me see. Yeah, that would still be a level of support for me. I know there's a lot of lines on here. I'm going to get rid of that one. I will get rid of the 944 now, at least on the monthly time frame. And yeah, definitely this level of 850 will be a somewhat of a level of support, and breaking down from there, you've got the 818, 820 level. I'm actually going to get rid of that, because I think if you're going to break and close below 850, at least definitely on a monthly time frame, you'd be heading down to this next level here at $800. And then breaking down from there, you've got the big level right here. That's the bottoming out in August of 2018, and that's at 750. So those next three targets are support levels. So 850, breaking below that, 800, and then 750. So a $50 range each time. Again, though, we are hovering around that 900, and we have yet to close below it on the monthly time frame. So look, so far so good for platinum. This could be certainly a bottoming area. And again, like I said with gold and silver, this could be the fake out. You never know. But just do keep these next ones in mind. I would say 850 is the most likely support level coming if we do see a red October. The hunt for Red October. That's what I'm going to entitle one of the videos next month, the hunt for Red October. So those are my levels moving down for platinum. I'm not going to do my levels moving higher for platinum for the moment. You can just certainly pause this video, and those targets remaining higher, still my resistance targets as we move higher, if we do, in the next months and years ahead. Post a comment below. Are you getting a little annoyed with platinum? It's been a big wild ride for me for quite some time. I do own physical platinum as well. Of course, I own physical gold and physical silver. I've been investing in precious metals for quite a long time, and of course, been doing this for ages. And of course, anything I say, not financial advice or that, and not necessarily the advice of Ainslie, the company. But I am bullish on the precious metals in the longer term. Now might be an opportunity to continue to dollar cost average into your favorite metals, be that gold, silver, or platinum. Do you do all three? Are you into all three? Post a comment below. Which ones are you particularly into mainly? Post a comment below. Let's have a conversation in the comments. So that is platinum. I've done silver and I've done gold. What I really want you to do, and what you absolutely have to do, head over to youtube.com/Ainslie Bullion and click the subscribe button, because you get the weekly specials. Another special coming tomorrow on Thursday. Last week we did Pamp 1 kilo silver bars. Of course, our 3 times a week insights videos, and these are wonderful because what these do is they expand upon the daily news articles that we post every single day. But on Tuesdays and Wednesdays and Thursdays, you currently get an interview with regular experts. And so they break down and expand upon the news articles. Of course, our other videos, check out these. This is great. A new one that we're starting. This is Tipper Analytics. So Chris, who is the host of the Gold Silver Standard Insights videos, also doing the odd technical analysis on cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin in particular. So once a month, he's going to share his analytics on cryptocurrency as well. So check out that, well worth watching, and everything else we do on the channel. So enough spruiking of the channel. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you next week for another price analysis and update. Hopefully, better news for next week. Balance your wealth in an unbalanced world. Take care. We'll see you next time.